Alright guys, we are back on the desktop. And with all surprise, something amazing happened. Notice how my temperatures went from 66, 55 down to 44? Huh? I think because this power supply has such advanced voltage control and everything else, I think that maybe my CPU is doing a little bit better than it used to be, which is nice. I don't mind that at all. And my GPU also performed a tiny bit better than it did before as well, because it's controlled by the power supply as well, so it doesn't waste voltage or do unnecessary things. Now, that power supply that I ended up getting, let me head over to Amazon. Oh, we're not logged in. Asus PSU Strix. That is the one right there. So this is it right here. This is the one that was gotten. This is a premium platinum power supply. It is heavy. It is really, really, really heavy. And it does a lot of things differently than other power supplies that I've seen before. So let's kind of take a look at this if we can. Pop that out. So it's PCI Gen 5.0 compatible, ATX 3.1 compatible. It's got a GPU intelligent voltage stabilizer, which seems to be working out very well. So it enhances voltage stability up to 45%. Thank you for that. 10-year warranty. And this was the cool part. These cables are insanely high quality. I was surprised because most people, they end up going with custom cables, but there's no need. The cables that come with this are fantastic. So that's another thing. And then there's this. Apparently GaN MOSFET delivers superior power efficiency up to 30% and a more organized internal layout for cooler operation. If it's true, it's true. The voltage intelligence stabilizer, again, has been working. I don't know if it's just for the GPU. I don't know what it's doing for the CPU. But again, those temps are a clear sign that maybe there was something severely wrong with my other power supply to begin with, because temps from day one were off. Future ready. So again, ATX 3.1 guidelines. That was weird. That's nice. And we got the 80 plus platinum certification built with low ESR Japanese capacitors and other stuff like that. And the unit itself is really well built, which is really difficult for me to say because it's Asus, and Asus motherboards are, in my personal experience, the worst things to ever exist. But the power supplies, on the other hand, are incredible. Can I actually have a full viewing of the cables? There we go. So this is the cool part. So this is SATA, right? And Molex. This is the CPU PCI Express. These cables are fantastic. They just get right in. Most people struggle getting them in. Popped and done. It took me 5 minutes to get this all set up and inside my system. That's how good it is. And I love this. The fact that they split the 18 pin like this, it made things a lot easier as well. So I have these all occupied right here. And that's it. Everything else I didn't need. It was nice to get everything, cleaned up. Do I have any nitpicks? Absolutely not. Zero nitpicks. So far, it's been amazing. It's going to be nice to be able to play my games again at full performance, and I'm very, very thankful to you know who you are. Thank you very much for helping me out with this and getting this. I'm just blown away, honestly. And the support from the community has been awesome as well. So yeah, I don't see any bad reviews. There's like 2%. There's the one. Let's see, what's this? Oh, you have to create an account to go look at the 2%. Are you serious? That's lame. Nice. I was looking at a different one before this, but it said that this item is frequently returned. And I'm looking at it like, wait, Amazon, what do you mean that this item is frequently returned? And I was just kind of blown away that they're basically telling us, look, low returns. Customers usually keep this item from this brand. That's awesome. That makes me so much more comfortable with this because again, trusting Asus motherboards has been a giant miss my entire 30 plus years of building PCs. I've built over 900 computers so far, and Asus has always been the one component that has died, or people didn't like the way the boards were, or the BIOSes, you name it, they've always been trouble. I did like their 7990 card, a direct CU2. The thing was massive. It was a triple slot. It was completely sealed up all the way around. So this thing, I could max overclock this without any instability, and it would stay cool at 55C the whole time. It was back when graphics cards were actually built well. Unlike today, where they skip a bunch of corners in the cooling, not so good. Because look at that. The fact that my 5070 is currently sitting around 46C and it's doing absolutely jack all is just annoying the hell out of me. Anyway, it's good to be back. I need to go focus more on videos that are going to help people. I think I'm probably going to start with a video, a short one, showing how to enable the logout button for GNOME, because again, they remove the logout button because they're dumbasses. So that's probably going to be tomorrow's video. Maybe I'll also do a couple more because that's probably going to be like a 2-minute video at most. I'm not going to pad it out with a whole bunch of, I'm a whiny little hater and I hate GNOME. KDE is better than GNOME. Watch me as I make a fool out of myself and then finally fix the issue. No, it's basically I'm jumping in, fixing the issue, and that's that. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support. Thank you to those who offered power supplies. I didn't want to go with a secondhand one because honestly, that leads to more trouble than it needs to be, but I appreciate the offers. We're back. Yay.